Welcome to the Stockinit Zombies. I'm Amy, also known as Jay Nitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is episode 158. And we are recording on Sunday again, which we think will be the day going forward. Just some scheduling changes in our lives. In addition to, I just think by the end of the week when I come home from work, I need me time. I need to be able to sit on the couch and not think about drawings and the podcast per se. So earlier in the week is better.
Yeah, and I was just thinking the kids as they get older, more activities after school and things that you need to get to, and so your whole day is frantic until they go to bed, and then you're like, oh yeah, I gotta go and do that other thing. So it's it's just easier that we end our lazy Sunday with
I feel a little refreshed. I haven't been at work all day, and it's good. My kids go to bed earlier on Sundays too. I don't know about your kids, but
you must really work them hard on Sundays.
They get themselves up early.
Oh.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. They get up earlier on the weekends than they do the weekdays, which is just ridiculous to me. But I wanted to thank everybody for their birthday well wishes. I had an interesting birthday, to say the least. School got canceled, so it was a little different than I thought it was going to be, and I got to stay home and spend some time with my kids who were stir crazy. And it wasn't like a snow day where you can throw them in their snowsuits and you can put them out the door. This was it's negative 30 wind chill outside, and so we were all just bouncing around inside and looking at each other. Didn't even really venture out and eat anywhere on my birthday. We did have cake. I had the wonderful surprise, in addition to well wishes, I realize I am wearing the same shirt as I did last week, but it matches my new lavalier by Cecily Glauc McDonald that Susan knit out of Bugga. Actually, I have it on inside out.
I think I used to have that Bugga colorway.
It was so this is actually an interesting story. I have it on inside out, and you were going to let me wear that sweater
inside. I thought that's what it was. I thought it was reverse stockinit. I did not know.
I had a different shirt on, and then I was like, no, that bike shirt, it just looks
okay. That's different, yeah.
Yeah. The collar actually looks right. It was a cookie. And so I had sent her a skein, and then she had gotten a Ravelry random act of kindness where somebody had sent her a skein, and they matched.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so it was kind of kismet, right? But the really cool part of this sweater is the back patch of that. Yeah, where it matches the bands in the front. But yes, Susan has never knit herself a sweater, and she knit me one, and she kept it a secret somehow. So I don't know if you guys follow the Fat Squirrel Speaks on Instagram, but she knit her grandma some hand-spun, hand-knit socks, and her grandma was in the photo, and I think that was what I was like. I don't know what I was expecting, but it was a sweater in the box, and it was fantastical. So I also got some hand-spun mitts that Annette sent me, and I got a colorwork hat from Miss Corey that was yarn and coffee, I believe. So, but very green, and very apropos of me, because I like yarn and coffee. But yes, thank you to everyone that wished me a happy birthday. It meant the world. And some special gifts from some special friends, and another year older.
Yeah.
When you become an adult, that's what birthdays are, basically, right? My kids were so goofy about it, though. My son went to his room and got a quarter out of his bank and gave it to me, here, Mom, happy birthday. And they wrapped up just random stuff from the house. I don't know if you've seen the Chipmunks, where Dave was opening up something on Christmas morning, and he's like, look, it's my wallet that I've used for the last 10 years. But that's what it felt like. It's like, what is that? My daughter, I should have brought it to a really cute picture of me and her, and that was the piece that I really appreciated. I was like, oh, this is wonderful. I will remember it forever and ever. But yeah, it was just random stuff from around the house wrapped up. Oh, this Hershey Kiss from the Christmas candy. Thanks. But it was sweet. Their hearts were in the right place. Yeah. I didn't have anything else that I wanted to talk about other than my birthday. Not my birthday, my birthday.
I don't know, just what came to light this week was that my daughter really likes to go ice skating, but hasn't quite figured it out yet, so we don't stay for very long. And so yeah, we might be purchasing a used pair of skates and going more often. And
we signed up for skating lessons because both of my kids were like, I want to learn how to skate. And Allie was pretty good at it, but I don't know, we just didn't stay at it. It was kind of more of a survey course to learn about it. And then my son just he would stand on the ice and not really do anything. So he just hadn't picked it up. But I felt kind of Minnesotan. Yeah. I don't know how to skate. I've never been ice skating. In Iowa, we didn't ice skate.
Well, I rollerbladed my way through college, so it translated well enough for me to stand on the ice and maneuver and not feel uncomfortable. I will say that rented skates blow, and we heard a rumor that a place in town has really inexpensive used skates, and now the adults probably not so much, but since kids grow out of their sizes so fast, they're really nice skates that are used. And so we're going to look into that so that we can not have our feet hurt at the end of our sessions. Yeah. And then after we've done a few of the public open ice skatings, then we're going to look into lessons.
There is something to my son complaining about them hurting his feet then.
Oh, yeah.
Because he kept on insisting that they were too small and wanting to get bigger and bigger ones, and it got to the point where he couldn't, his foot could move enough in the skate that he couldn't stay, you need the skate to be kind of tight on your foot so that you don't.
And again, they need to be tight, and they were probably never used to having anything that tight, and so maybe it is a little bit of, but I noticed that we didn't have quite the right size, and yeah, we're going to look into having skates that are our own skates that we can break in / get used to and not have a different pair of skates every time with broken laces and all that stuff.
Yeah. So. Is the Civic Center the closest? Okay, too. I didn't know if there was any place up further north. Odds and ends. We've got some giveaways. I'm going to save the 12 months of self-striping to the end. So if you're waiting on that, groan. But we're going to announce all the names because I'm really proud of all of the folks. And we'll draw for that, which is the Mustache Yarns in one of her cool, popular, uber hard to get colorways. And thank you again to Stacy for sponsoring that. We also have Clackheaton that sent us a kit. Amy, you've got the kit. We both used ours. I made some bicycle mitts for my husband, who made my top 5 of 2014. And super soft, super awesome, good put up for the price. You just have to do some Australian shipping. And the Grello kit, we had 2 through 278, and the winner was 80, which is Julie R. Knits. And I was going to remember, and now I've forgotten what she said that she would knit. I think mittens. Mittens, okay.
So Julie R. Knits, contact me, and I will. Oh, I made meatloaf today, and I didn't put my ring back on. At home. I just noticed it, and I'm like, oh, crap. Oh well. It's at home, next to the.
She's not single. She's taken. We both are.
So yeah, Julie R. Knits. I will send off that kit.
Woot woot. And the other one, we had the November-December KAL that we needed to draw for. That was 2 through 20. That was the Pump Up the Volume socks, the Happy Mountain Crown hat, the Silver Spun yarn, the yarn from the kit, from the Create Happy Everyday birthday kit. And my daughter kept on talking about my Create Happy pattern, and I was like, I don't have a pattern called that, sweetie. That was just like the name of the kit. But she sees it on my I have it, the wristband keychain on everything, and we've got one on the fridge. Anyway, just remembering the good old days back then. Back in 2014, we had 2 winners. The winners were 6 and 16. And so 16 is TK Eclectic, which is Tammy, and she knit some socks. And we decided that she was going to win when we drew. The order was bag. She got a
Silver Shed small bag. So this is for like a sock or a hat. And I will be sending that off to you. So contact me with your address, and we'll send that off soonly. So it's really cute. Polka dots and then flowers on the inside.
Yes. Fun. And then number 6 is 3 Red Dogs, and she had a very beautiful Happy Mountain crown. I think it was out of Cyborg's Craft Room yarn. And we have a skein of the Cyborg's Craft Room. Orange You Happy.
Orange You Happy, it's pink. That we'll be sending off. I will be sending off.
Okay.
Contact me.
Cool. And that is our drawings, other than the end. We're making you wait in suspense for the end. Who will win? 63 people did 12. Who will win? Amy and I briefly spoke off air about our pull-up challenge. We're both working on it, and we've got a few takers out in the thread. I'll probably start a different thread if I can remember to do so. Just so we got to think of a fun name, like the zombie pull-up. I don't know,
but something fun.
Yeah, explanatory yet fun. Go.
Yeah.
I'll think on it when I'm running or trying to do pull-ups, or I'm still so very far from it. Like, I get there and I can't do it. I don't. There's no traction. 0 movement, but I'm doing the article that I linked has you doing like kneeled over arm pull-ups with rows with increased weight, and I am doing that reps, and the hang or the get yourself up there and then slowly lower yourself down, which I am surprisingly good at, but still cannot do a pull-up. So I don't know that it uses the same muscles.
Right. And I'm just going through, there was a pull-up challenge in the CrossFit class. And so it was a way to work yourself up to doing a pull-up, but it's kind of like the Couch to 5K, and I'm only in the first week, so everything seems very easy, and I'm feeling like silly for doing it because everything feels easy. But I know that this week is the week that it's going to ramp up. So hopefully that will start helping. And if not, I just want to be closer to it, But I have told my coach that that's my goal for the end of the year. So hopefully he keeps me on track.
Yeah. I'm kind of thinking that we need more of these shirts like this so we can show up our guns after the quarter or the 3/4 length or the shorter length sweaters, so that we can show off those arms. But I wanted to briefly mention before we get into the FOs that we are going to try to, I know in the past that we haven't done a really great job of telling you the prizes before the KAL. Coming up in February and March, we are going to do a Wishing for Warmer Weather KAL, and we'll have some prizes that we'll pre-announce on that, so that and we'll probably start like a planning thread here shortly, so you can get your yarn and pattern picked out and be ready for the KAL when February 1st ding dong occurs. So he's super loud. I don't know if you can hear him, but
He's loud in our ears anyway.
He is indeed.
So I had 2 FOs.
Woohoo!
And I forgot the one from last week, and I brought it, and then I had one that I finished that I forgot because my son was wearing his socks.
We'll just keep on paying them forward to the next week.
Well, and we were planning on recording at a different time. Yeah. So I stuck him on his feet today because I wanted him to get used to them, and then forgot when he got dressed for bed to pull them out of his room. So I brought my
Wannabe Rayers?
Yeah, my Wannabe Rayers. So this is just a bunch of scrap yarn. The grays and the greens and the pinks were basically half skeins. They had a lot of yarn. But then the other ones were not even a quarter. They were quite a bit less of a skein.
Do you know how much yardage that ate up?
No.
Fingering weight? Okay.
No clue.
You could probably weigh it and do like some sort of calculation.
But I could do that. So it's not enough to double without choking myself, but it is a good, like, I don't know, just a comfy, I can fold it like this and tuck it in my jacket, or I can wear it as like an accessory. So I really like this, and it is fun.
Does it coordinate with your winter coat?
Winter coat's black.
Okay.
So yeah, sure does.
I have a red winter coat, and I told Jeremy I'm going to have a hard time getting rid of it. It has a hood. It's kind of like a pea coat. It's kind of like that belted texture, and it goes down to my legs. So it's just the best winter coat because I walk to work in sub 30 degree, temps in it, but it's just it's hard to match things with red. Like reds, I feel like you kind of have to wear something completely like blue, or you can't have something similar. Like, so for instance, my brioche cowl, can't wear that with the pinks in there with it. I do have a pink coat that it goes really well with, that was what my FO pictures were with, but it's kind of here in Minnesota, we have 2 types of winter coats. You've got the really, really cold, walk into work with polar fleece pants on and everything that you own underneath your coat, like a couple of layers of sweaters, and then you've got your it's getting to be a springish winter. So,
yeah, I am a big fan of down coats. So goose down coats with so puffy, and then down to your knees, and hood with the fake fur, because that's a crosswind block. They are very functional. So if you've ever thought like, ugh, that fur, it's so ugly, blah, 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 it's purpose. It's got a purpose, and it's wonderful, and I probably won't ever have a coat without one anymore.
We just, I went to the mall with the kids yesterday, and JCPenney has coats on sale. So like Ellie got a coat like that, a down coat with the fur along the hood well, it was supposed to be $19.99, and then they gave us some sort of coupon off. We got her coat and Dexter coat for $34.
Wow.
$17 a piece. I was like, new coats. They're on me. It's raining coats. I don't know. Dexter got the same size. Ellie got a larger size, so she's growing. But they were nice coats for $34.
I tried to do that a few times, not on sale like that, but just get a coat off season for the next season, and sometimes it just doesn't work out.
Yeah.
So,
Dexter had a coat that was falling apart, and so it was good to get him a different one. But yeah. And then you have more FO?
I do. So I brought my daughter's sunspots.
For comparison?
For comparison. This one's blocked out and fits the almost 7-year-old. She turned 7 on Thursday.
That's right. Miss Lucy has a birthday coming up.
And then this is the adult one that's unblocked, so it's not blocked. And they're only slightly longer, so I need to block this out quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And once this gets blocked out,
did you have somebody in the picture pulling down?
I did.
Okay.
I was physically pulling down on it.
Okay,
myself.
that was you. Got
yeah.
It was like, who was taking the picture then? If Matt was pulling down on it, but no, it wasn't a full family.
Yeah, it was just me taking my arms on the hem and straightening them, and
got it.
Pulled it down to where it probably will end up.
Mm-hmm.
And then I had asked people on Instagram what length of yarn or sleeve I should do, and I got varying opinions up and down. 3/4 length might have been the winner if you went on sheer number, but enough people said elbow and short to elbow that I was kind of like, yeah, I think that I need to go a little bit longer than cap sleeve, which is what the pattern calls for, because they had me ending right just after I did a few decrease rounds, and then I would have done 2 inches of cuff. So instead I went down another 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and then did 2-inch cuff. So that is my Poetry in Motion.
Beautiful.
So if you like the pattern, the kid one is called Sunspots, and the adult one's called Poetry in Motion.
Both are very apt.
And that is my FOs. And I finished the socks for my son. They were the tube socks, and I did them out of a heavier fingering weight yarn, and so yeah, it was more like a sport weight, and so that was quick, or it felt quick anyway. And so I had 1 sweater and 1 pair of socks off of my Whip Knit Down 2015. And I have been following along on Instagram with everybody, and if I miss a few of you because my feed just, like if I spend 6 hours away from Instagram, I lose thousands of posts just because of the number of people that I follow. So I go in through the hashtag and look at all of the ones that have been hashtagged, so that I don't miss them. And yeah, so keep knitting down with me.
Cool. It feels like a finished object to have released the 2 patterns that I promised that I would release last week. It is a labor of love. It is a lot of work to get the patterns out. But I published my, not in this order, but this is how Ravelry has it posted for some reason. Joyful Hat. This is an example of said Joyful Hat out of an MCN. I was talking to Amy about the brim, how you could possibly block it and make the lace a little more see-through, but this is a big smushy, wonderful hat. My daughter is wearing the other one. It coordinates with the new coat. Mm-hmm. And I've been wearing my Infinite Twist one with my red coat, even though I don't know if there's a lot that, and it almost might look like red, yellow, or like I'm part of the, like I don't know that it completely coordinates, but it might look like some sort of weird gradient while I'm wearing it. But if you are new to the podcast, the hats I designed for my sister who passed away in 2017 from 2007. I don't know why 17 came out, but yes, 2007. She was 23 and a collegiate athlete. She swam for Iowa State Forester, and just a lot of fun. I've mentioned before, I think that she has a lot of the same traits as me growing up, but I think that she was more apt to be happy and joyful, and we believe that her pulmonary embolism was from the birth control that she was taking, which is Yaz. So again, I am not a medical practitioner. I can't tell you what medications work best for you, but you could talk to yours if you are taking or know anybody that is taking Yaz. And the hat, the proceeds of the hat, if you are now directly donated to the National Women's Health Network through the First Giving website, which I have linked. The pattern itself on Ravelry the price is inflated to encourage you to go directly donate. I have to pay taxes on the proceeds on Ravelry in addition to Ravelry fees and PayPal fees. And so I encourage you, that's not to say that it's bad to buy it directly from Ravelry. Amy and I were talking, you might have just wanted it immediately. It's another viable option. You can use PayPal versus a credit card, but strongly encourage you to go to First Giving and give to the National Women's Health Network through them. And yeah, it's good to have this pattern out there. I'm kind of embarrassed about how long it took to get out there, but there's nothing that can be done about it now. And I hope that I've loved the love, and thank you for all of the love that it has received already. I have out on the First Giving website that my goal is to raise $1,500, and we're already halfway there. So good, yeah. Grandma Jill jumped on and helped that quite a bit. But it's her daughter commemorating her other daughter. So that is available. And then my FO is and I remembered my sock blocker so I don't have to hi-ya you. My Static Zings out of Dream in Color Everlasting, the new base, and Spartacus Dyes in the Will and Grace, I believe. This one's been blocked on my foot. You can see I have a little beefier leg up here than the blocker has in the Where Bluebirds Fly colorway. And I've always thought sock blockers, I understand the fake feet. You can't really see the stitch patterning very well when it's halved on the top, but I really like how the solid and the variegated play and the lines that it creates on the bottom, as well as the solid toe, heel, and cuff on that one. But that pattern is available as well, and it works well with this combination and self-striping. Amy's got a self-striping and a solid. It's a fairly straightforward stitch pattern. You do some switching, alternating of strands, and create a unique zing to the sock. So, and again, another one that's just great to have out there. And that is my FO. A pair of socks.
Cool.
Yes.
So I cast on the Joyful Joyful this evening. Or maybe it was this afternoon, but and I have gotten past the brim or where I'm getting ready to add color. I'm going to do a contrasting color on the inside to be beneath the lace, and hopefully that will pop out. But we shall see. I'm using an O-Loops skein yarn from, this is the Scully colorway from Monsters Incorporated.
Oh, that's right.
And
see, I was thinking when you were saying, I was thinking of Sully. You mean Sully, not Scully.
Sully, sorry.
I was thinking of the one with Scully and Mulder.
Oh, X-Files.
X-Files. When you were saying that, I was like, what makes
Sully.
That? Yeah.
Sorry.
Now my mind has gleamed on to. I remember when we had it.
Okay.
Sullivan.
Yep. Sorry. The big fluffy one.
Kitty. That looks very similar to that color. Yes.
Kitty.
That's gonna be gorgeous.
Yeah. So have that on the needles, and then I also got further along on my Sweetness pullover. I did expand it, try it on, and went a few rows more on the waist before I started increasing. And I am one increase in, so hopefully next week the body will be done and the sleeves will be started. That's my only goal. It's a very small goal, but I'm excited to keep going on that. Let's see, I have naps in that one. And then I got some color work done on the hat. for my sister-in-law, and it's going. I can't wait to put some white into the pattern. So I think that I am at the point where I do the solid round. After I finish this row, finish it, then I get to do a solid, and then I change to blue and white. So that'll be exciting and give me something to look forward to. This is pretty addicting. So I'm trying really hard not to have it take over my progress on other things.
Understood. Yes. That color work, you almost immediately see results in something taking shape.
Yeah. And so then I have my Static Zing sock, and you can see that that's how it works up with the stripes and a solid. And I'm not alternating. There's another variation that you could do to alternate where the solid goes. So here that's in one line, but it could be a broken line. And yeah, very stretchy, like you said. So this could probably fit any number of people. And it was not the... I've definitely made socks for myself with more stitches around. So very stretchy.
Yeah, my daughter she said she took her socks to show and tell. Like she signed up for show and tell, and she told them all about how it didn't have a heel and how it fit her, the tube socks. It fit her and me and my son.
Oh, fun.
And yeah, she was like, they were all super impressed. And I was like, yeah, I bet, Ellie. But she's like me. She gets excited about things, and the world is excited with her, you know.
Yes.
Like it's hard to bring her down on the excitement factor of things. So.
And yep, and that's all that's fit to be shown. Everything else didn't get worked on because I finished my sweater, I finished the other sock, so now it's
because you're whipping it down.
Yeah, I am trying to get down to and I need to make significant progress on the sweaters and the socks. Like, those are the things that are kind of weighing heavy over my head. I only have the one hat and now the second hat on the needles. So it feels like, oh, that's a luxury. You know, I'll go and work on that luxury. And I have still been doing the spin 15 in 15. So I did get one set of singles done, and I'm excited to wind that off into a holder. But now I'm like wondering if I need to buy something or just use the toilet paper rolls or whatever, because I could not find anything to wind it onto, and then because I hadn't been saving the toilet paper rolls and I didn't have anything that I thought would work. So now I'm like, what should I do? Like, my mind is starting to think like I have size 7 metal needles, and I think it would slide off of the shaft of the spindle and onto that needle really easily. So I'm like, maybe that's what I should do. So I don't know. Maybe that doesn't stick enough, and when you're trying to ply it, it wouldn't do the right things. I don't know. But for right now, that's what I'm thinking about doing.
Yeah, I feel like we go through like 20 rolls of toilet paper a weekend. You could have some of our toilet paper rolls. I'm working on a Hito Fude for my mom. I have not been posting on social media that it is for her because she does not watch this part of the show. I think she watches the beginning for the jibber jabba and possibly gleam some things about, but this is where we're talking like in Greek to her. So if you see it on social media, don't say, that looks wonderful for your mom.
Yeah.
Because she reads it. She reads social media. But yeah, it's my third Hito Fude. I believe the Hito Fude is a wonderful concoction of addicting lace and unique construction. So this is the sleeves, and I'm back down to where I'm going down the back for the back part of it. I'm hoping, it seems large enough to me that it will fit her. Her bust size is several sizes larger than mine in the pattern. And it's, I really like it. I really like the color. I really like how it's knitting up. I don't know that I'll have to block it too aggressively. It seems like it's already kind of, this is a light fingering, and so it's
open enough.
Yeah, the lace is really open, and it's not really, I mean, it has some stretch because it's got some pearls in there. But, yeah, it's going. I got to decide what I want to do as far as the increases on the back. There was my second one I wanted the back to stay not increasing as it's written in the pattern and have the side panels increase, but I was going to try to have the little legs here match up like they do in the main body so that your decreases end up butting up against each other, or that they converge. And I still haven't quite wrapped my brain around if I want to do that or just do it all the way, do those more rapid increases all the way, not more rapid, but have it go all the way across and then do those rows less frequently, if that makes sense. Otherwise, if you did it as per normal, you'd have a much wider sweater. So it kind of veers out. It would veer out a lot more rapidly. And I like the way mine fits. I really like the Hitofude. I think it looks good on all kinds of shapes and sizes, and kind of tempted to maybe want to knit my daughter one now that she's turning out to be such a knit-worthy little gal. She loves all the things that I've made for her. I had a random request from my son to knit him a balaclava.
Oh.
Because I was wearing mine when I ran today.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, okay, I think I can knit you a balaclava, yeah. But that's my sons ask for knitting, but then they don't seem like they appreciate it once they have it. Like I knit that sweater for Dexter and I have to ask him to wear it. So.
Yeah. I tend to shower a lot more affection when the sweaters and socks are on. Like, just an extra, like, Miss Piggy squee comes out of me, and you're so cute and handsome and smush. And so every once in a while, I'll get I haven't immediately, like, reacted to the use of the sweater, and I get, like, a, I'm wearing the sweater. Where's my super hug? Where's my squeeze? Yay, hug! So they get worn for the extra,
extra
is a
hug
heavy.
in and of itself. Like
they want the real hug too.
I was walking in between a meeting wearing one of my hand knit sweaters, and somebody was like, you're not gonna walk outside, it's too cold. And I was like, it is impossible to be cold in a hand knit sweater. The very warmth that you knit into it is always with you.
That's one thing about the ice skating kick that my daughter's on is I've been wearing wool sweaters to the ice rink, and I feel nice, and I'm not as bulky, and I feel like I'm getting a really good use out of my hand knits. Or Gap boyfriend sweater that this is. It's a giant sweater, and there's no way I would knit this, like, giant sweater full of cables,
and textured
stitches and all of that, because of how big it is. So I was like, that, and I think it was like some ridiculously cheap price too. Like, just if I were to ever rip this sweater apart and repurpose the yarn, it'd be one cheap repurposing, because it was wool. But yeah, if you're asking about this sweater, it came from the Gap. And I did not knit it.
Split side, and yeah, fun. I have some nibbling over here. So yeah, this is my only whip, and I have a lot of needle adjacent projects, but like nothing that's like jumping out. I'm still in like not knitting for me mode. The Chaleur is still waiting for me.
You can't knit that until I get yarn for it.
Oh, okay.
So that could be April.
Oh. Corey has the yarn for it too. She's finishing her Foxy sweater, and then we were going to start, but you don't get yours till April.
Well,
I can move it up.
Yeah, I could.
I have, but that's needle adjacent. We don't need to talk about that. I bought a really cute sheepy bag from Chicken Soup Bags. They have hats and scarves on, and they're knitting, and it's got a cute little notions pouch that goes with it. And I really liked the pink like semi-quilted look. But that was a saw it and had to have it. And then what was this for? Oh, it was just they sent out that they had a bunch of new indie dyers at the Loopy U. And I was like, I am interested in all of those indie dyers. Like, this is Copper Corgi, which I've seen a ton of out on Instagram, and I've wanted to get stuff, and I could use my $25 whatever Loopy credit. This is this is 100% superwash merino, although it's so soft. It seems like it's got cashmere in it. 385 yards for 115 grams. So that's a sport weight, and I have how many yards now? Close to, over 1,000. And this is the Stormy Marsh. It's the Ogeechee sport. I don't know how to say it. But yeah, they've had a Sarah DeRue is the dyer out of Savannah, Georgia. They've had a rash of indies that I have been interested in. This is Tumbleweed yarn. It is a self-striping, and it is the Sugar Skulls colorway, and the Aurora base, which is 80% merino, 20% nylon. It's self-striping, and I loved it, and I put it in the cart, and I got it, and then I was like, this just looks so familiar. Mrs. Shu, Miss Sarah has knit. Did she knit socks or a hat out of it? I think she knit a hat out of it.
Okay, so you've seen it.
I have.
Okay.
Yeah, it was, what's it called? Inceptioned into my brain that I needed to have that. And then Western Sky Knits. They are always over, like when I'm looking at things on Ravelry, they're out on my periphery. They've got ads out on Ravelry. And this is Choco Rainbow on their Aspen sock, 80/20. That's pretty. Yeah, I really like the browns in there. And I believe Susan has knit something out of this as well. So it was inceptioned in my brain, too.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to claim things were inceptioned in my brain. But I believe all of these, Tumbleweed and Western Sky Knits and Copper Corgi, have Etsy shops as well, if you can't find what you're looking for at the Loopy U. But the Loopy U was where I procured said yarn fix, and yeah, I've got way too much yarn. Need to stop. Need to start knitting my sweater quantities, and I need to quit buying one skeiners. And
I can't remember if I mentioned this last week, but I did join 2 clubs. So I will have lots of yarn coming my way on a semi-regular basis. But then also I got some Sweet Legs from their Boxing Day sale.
Ooh.
So I got these for what I thought was a very reasonable price, and so I got 2 for me and 1 for my daughter, and I finally got the ones that have knit stitches in them. So I was excited to.
My daughter climbs around so much, and she has put a hole in her owlies already.
Oh.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. But she's really rough. I mean, she's rough on pants the way I'm rough on socks.
Okay. Lucy's that way too, because there's a lot of like, I'm going to run and then slide on my knees. I'm like, why are you doing that? But lately the Sweet Legs have just been a good layering piece. We only have actually there's only one, we only have one set of long underwear, and it's just a touch too big. I think I bought thinking of the future and not wanting her to outgrow things, but then they ended up being too big. And the Sweet Legs work really well as a layer under your pants when you're going ice skating or you're going somewhere else. So we've been using them as, an extra warm layer.
Yeah. Yep. So and she wore hers quite a bit. I mean, they were like one of those that immediately upon washing, she wore them again. Like they didn't ever hit the drawer. Like right out of the basket, wore them. Right out of the basket, wore them. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Self-striping names. Yes, we got to read names. All right. Congratulations and thank you all for knitting along. We are going to rapidly read you and then we'll draw for a winner.
Stitched Together.
Betty for Fiber.
Knitting Go Taku.
That's how I say it. Or Takao. Siberian Cat.
Alita Casey.
SJH.
Deanna 505.
I gave her all the hard ones. M. McClapsaddle.
Lenosis.
Pattern Whisperer.
Julie Arnitz.
Patty Sand.
Shetmar.
Phoenix Fire.
Genetics.
Genetics.
Okay. Genetics.
Nidagal.
Perfect Circle.
Caramel.
AMC.
It's A. McGar.
A. McGar.
Angelia. Irene Cat or Elrene Cat 111.
Mint Rain.
Imagine that NID.
Ingebean.
Cat Wings.
Memphis Holly.
Knitting Samurai.
Blogless Carla.
Twinny Mama.
Eat My Oxygen.
You Knitted Skeins.
PK Jewelry.
Steph Librarian.
Ada Gersol.
Soul. SOOL, yeah. CH Howard 06 or C Howard 06. Good.
Knitful.
Ryan like Lion.
Britter the Knitter.
Jen Quilts 2.
Debbie G.
Linda M. Noble.
Lupin Owns Jacob.
Wazoda.
I Love My iPad.
Sarah Monty.
Q Mama.
K Heart Quilt.
Lips RAL.
Lips Roll. Sunsparkle 010.
Forensic Girl.
Nutmeg Knits.
Virginie 83.
Laura Knits.
Bagel Mom Knitter.
Courtney AI.
Twin City Knitter.
Gma Lissa Knits.
MC J Mom.
Well Woman.
Red Rider.
Penny 185.
Toasty Toes.
Shelly Knit.
And
Cecile in Indian.
Cecile.
I didn't help our cause by printing them really small, but they all fit on one page. And I was able to print them.
Conserving paper.
Yes.
Very
so
nice.
Contact me. I will put you in cahoots with the amazing Stacy of Mustache Yarns. And the winner is K Heart Quilt. K Heart Quilt, you are the grand prize winner. We should like throw them all. But yeah, contact me and congratulations and thank you all. I need to get on asking some folks if you know anybody that is a self-striper. I think it would be fun to incorporate some new folks in, just so that everybody is aware of all the wonderful self-stripers out there. So January might be up in the air, might be something for my stash, but I've got some pretties in my stash, I'm not gonna lie. And I have a lot of self-striping for somebody who has a lot of sweater quantities as well. Like you would think that you would have one or the other.
No, the stripies always jump into your cart.
They do. They do. Whether you knit a lot of socks or sweaters or whatnot, they just have a lot. And they're so appealing. In the skein, knit up. But yeah, so January might be up in the air, but I know of some exciting folks already that have signed up, and we'll get them assigned to months. And away we go. I was also going to mention, while we were talking about it earlier, because people might not have hung on through us reading the phone book, I will be donating some patterns. So choose one of my self-striping patterns to winners this year. We've just got so many, with so many entries, that I'd like there to be more than 12 winners in a year. So,
yep. It's a good idea.
Yep.
Sounds good. Maybe we can get some bag people to be self-striping bags. You know, just like stripes.
Well, your mom has the two, so if you were going to knit them, you know, two at a time. Sock knitter bag. Or, you know, if you've got, I'm not the only person that can donate self-striping patterns. If you've got a self-striping pattern that you would like to donate.
So again, this has been such a popular little KL we're doing that we would really like to offer up more prizes for it.
Max is saying, come to say goodbye.
Oh, yeah. Bye.
Bye, Ukta.